Good morning, YouTube. Back with another Mach E video. Sometimes I feel like, when is it going to end? So I hop in the car the other day, start it up. I happen to use the Ford Pass app, which the phone has a key, the pack option. I don't use that all the time, but I happen to look at it, and if you guys can see this, I hope that's focusing. In the upper corner here, I see recall, upper left corner, that little exclamation point, and I'm like, huh, now what? So I click that, and then it brings me to a Ford page where it automatically inputs my VIN, and it says, oh, no recalls, no CSPs, no nothing. Like, everything's fine. So I'm like, what the heck? All right, well, whatever. So fast forward now 2 days later, I go to click it again, and we see recalls, battery energy controller. So this was actually issued on June 13th, supposedly, and today is what, like July 16th, I think? I have no idea why it took over a month for this to show up in the Ford Pass app, and I just got a letter in the mail today about it. So I don't know what in the world the delay was on that. That's kind of annoying, especially when you've got this in the phone. I mean, they can send you this out like in real time. I don't get it. But I'm not going to read you all of this. There's a lot here. But essentially what they're saying in this recall is that for certain vehicles, I think it's mostly the 21s and then maybe some early 22s, that what can happen is two things. If you're doing DC fast charging or you're doing constant wide open pedal accelerations or back-to-back wide open pedal accelerations, what can happen is the high voltage contacts on the battery could basically come into a short situation or a weld where either that contactor remains all the way open or all the way closed, both of which would be bad. In one scenario, the vehicle might just not start the next time you go to do it. So, I mean, obviously that's problematic. But in the other scenario, if the contactor, I don't remember if it's either open or closed, you'll get a warning that'll display up here on the console, and it'll tell you, something like pull vehicle over now or come to a safe stop, something like that, and then you won't be able to have any functions other than steering or brakes. Now, obviously, that's a problem if you're on the freeway and don't figure it out in time and kind of panic and stop in the middle of the freeway lane because now you're immobilized and you can't move. Obviously, that's also a very bad deal. So what's interesting to me is that this is a software update, and they give you two options here. So they say in mid-July, which is basically right now, is that this will be available via an over-the-air update. And so if you have automatic updates turned on, this will come to you via an OTA update. If you don't feel comfortable with that, they do give you the option of bringing it in, and Ford they have it on their, their OBD2 diagnostic tools, their main service level diagnostic tools, and programmers, they can put this in right now via that. So what I'm going to do is just wait for the OTA update. Here's my question, though, and somebody please chime in if I'm completely off base here. But if either via DC fast charging or repeated acceleration on the pedal, like you're really getting after it, kind of doing some either racing or you're on the track or whatever, how can a software update fix what seems to me to be a hardware issue? Like if those main posts are not sufficient enough, or the battery contacts or the leads or the terminal connections, whatever it is, how can that be fixed via software? Obviously it can, but at what cost? So did my DC fast charging just drop now from, like, say 150 amps, and they on the software side said, well, we're only going to accept 130 amps. That will keep those terminations much cooler. Or on the pedal side, if my 0 to 60 was 3.6 or something, well, maybe we'll knock off some of that torque. So instead of 600 plus, we're going to drop you down to 580. Now, I'm just saying this out loud, you guys. This is just a discussion point. But from a software side, if the vehicle needs that much current, right, that much amperage, that much voltage to be able to make that power happen, how can you fix it via a software update and not take away from something? So I hope to learn more about this update or the recall and what's happening with it. I have my automatic updates on. I have not, or the over-the-air updates, I have not received any confirmation from the FordPass app yet that that has been installed. I'm going to keep an eye on it. If something changes, I will let you guys know. If you've got a Mach E and you've either gone to the dealer or had this done, or what I'm really curious about is, again, how can they fix this via a software update and not have some performance or some item that we're accustomed to be taken away from? I hope that makes sense, but we'll figure it out together as we always do. So chime in down in the comments if you've got any experience with this, or you know, to be honest, I really haven't had a chance to read the forums or see what other people are saying about it. So I'm super interested to hear from you guys on this as well. But I hope you found this helpful. We'll figure things out. I'll either post an update video, or as always, say something down in the comments. We'll discuss it together. It's a great place to learn. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Give the video a like if you haven't already. Consider subscribing for some more Mach E content, and we will see you guys on the next video.